Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Year's resolutions. Today, the topic is ask for help. Today is January 12th, and my background is kind of blank. So it's a sign, right? And it can be help wanted on it. You can write anything that you could possibly think is what you need. So, what happens when we have a relationship? Let's say you're married, you have a husband or wife, and sometimes you don't want to ask for help because it's a sign of weakness, or you feel embarrassed, or you know they're going to say no. And possibly if you are married, you don't want to ask someone else because they're going to be thinking, why don't you ask your significant one for help? Why are they not helping you? So what happens when we go in life situations and we are married is that our siblings are going to question that. What are you asking your husband? Why is he not helping you? Why is your wife not helping you with that? Why is she not supporting you? Did you choose the right partner? And are you sure it was the right decision to choose this person? Right? So we are judged when we ask for help because people is thinking, why doesn't the person close to you helps you? So what about when you want to start a project or you need a temporary help? Let's say you need to make a payment and you deposit a check that is processing, and it's not going to be done processing before you do the payment that you need to do. So what can you do now? You need to ask for some cash, some money to be sent to you or to be delivered to you in time for you to make that payment. And who do you have to ask for that? Who can possibly help you in covering a payment because you're waiting for a check to be processed? And what is the urgency of what you need to pay? Why needs to be done now? Is it something that could possibly be putting you in danger? Like I had a situation very simple today. This is why I'm talking about it. So my windshield had a crack. This is a couple months ago. There was a day where I was driving on the freeway, and it was very windy. So possibly a little rock popped in and it make a crack, and it wasn't so big, but it's been growing. So last night I realized it's growing to the point where it's coming to my side of the window where I'm driving. So I thought, well, this is not a safe position to be in. So I'm getting a paycheck today later at 3 that could possibly cover that, but I'm not sure because I'm not sure how much the exact amount is. And I'm also getting paid on Friday for a service that I did. So none of that money I have. So I was talking to my sister yesterday, and there is a check I have from her from a job that she did for 3 days, and I picked up the check for her. So I was talking to her on the phone, and I told her about the situation with my windshield that is broken, and I'm waiting to pick up checks. You know, I'm waiting to be paid, possibly until Friday, and today is Tuesday, right? Okay, so sorry about that. This is what happens when you don't mute your cell phone. Okay, this is a scam call, and it's just not ending for me. Okay, so going back to my topic, sorry about that. It happens when you're filming and you don't have editing devices to change that. So I was waiting for the payment to process. So I was talking to her on the phone, and she was telling me, well, I was thinking since I haven't picked up that check, why don't you use it if you need it and you can pay me later? So when I called it, the person who I had already previously contacted in the past, he told me the amount of money that is going to be needed to fix my windshield. So the amount of money on the check that my sister allowed me to use, it covers the amount, and I have a little bit extra to use. So it seems like everything accommodates to us when we ask for help. So I deposited the check yesterday. I was waiting on the bank to process the check because it's under her name and it's a different address. So we do have the same last name, so that is helpful. So I was waiting on the bank to process the check. So while the check was processing, a friend of mine, a male, called me last night, and I explained the situation. my windshield needs to be replaced now, and he knows what is happening. So he says, and do you have money to pay for it? I said, well, my sister is helping me. I deposited a check and I'm waiting for it to be processed, but I don't know if it's going to be processed on time because he's coming tomorrow morning. And he says, well, if the check is not processed, then I can send you money for you to cover, right? But and I didn't call him to ask for help. He just called to say hi and to check on me. So how many people do you have that checks on you and cares for you and can potentially help you? And what is the reason why you want to rush on doing or fixing what you are doing? Well, because it's a potential hazard. It can potentially break on me and cause me damage or cause a bigger damage, or I might get scared of breaking and I might, get into an accident. So, what are those aspects in your life that need fixing that can potentially be hazards that you can ask for help to get it fixed before it's worse, before it can become something that can possibly harm you or harm others? And how embarrassed are you to ask for help that you're covering your face, like the person in the back of my background? Are you feeling that way? Are you feeling like, yeah, I need help, but don't look at me, don't look at me. Can you help me? And are you trying to cover your face because you are embarrassed? And how weak do you feel? And how do you feel about asking for help? And where did you learn that? Who taught you that? Who told you that you didn't deserve to be helped? Or who told you that it was wrong to ask for help or to ask for money? Or if you ask for money, then you are like a homeless and you don't deserve a good life because you're always asking for money. Well, money buys pretty much all the services that we need. So money, it is an important aspect in our lives. And it is important that you have people who you can ask for money, right? Like I have kids. My kids ask me for everything that they need. Like my little one doesn't ask for much, but I know what he needs. But my older son, you betcha. Like, he asks constantly if it's gas money, if it's food money, if it's insurance money, if it's cell phone money, if it's it used to be when he was dating his girlfriend. Oh, it's our anniversary today. I want to buy her something, but transfer me $100 because I want to get her a little gift and then take her out for dinner. I don't want to take her to a cheap date, and you want to like someone to do that on you, right? And so people have the ways of taking money out of us. And when you care for someone, where it's your responsibility or you love these people, you're gonna be willing to give that money, to extend your hand to give the help because they're asking you. It's not like you don't know. You cannot pretend that you didn't know, because if they're asking you, of course you know. That you decide to say yes or no, or be mean about it, or have some kind of response about it, or be sarcastic, or saying like, why doesn't this person help you? Have you asked that person? Like when you ask someone for help and they ask you, well, did you talk to your brother? Have you talked to your sister? Have you talked to your mom? Is your son helping you? Is your daughter helping you? It's like, yeah, I want to help you, but why don't you check your options before? Obviously, if the person is calling you and asking for your help, is because they cannot count on any of those other options that you're already saying. Like when someone is contacting you, they already check their options. And sometimes you don't have to check your options. You know who can help you and who cannot help you. When you possibly talk to people and you know their current situation and how many payments they need to make, or how much money do they have, or how stressed out they are about emotional issue or a relationship or a current situation, you know how they feel. Sometimes the way people feel makes them unapproachable. You don't want to call them, you don't want to bother them. They're having a tough situation. Maybe they have it worse than you, so you don't want to bother that person. You want to let them deal with whatever it is that they are dealing right now, because it's a lot on their plate already. So who can you ask for help? You know who to ask. How long is it taking you to ask for help? Well, I don't know how urgent is what you need resolved. And I don't know how urgent it is partnering with someone, starting your own business. And I know that own businesses come from people being tired of working and not being appreciated. Appreciated. I remember a talk we had with my family in Mexico, and this is about my brother-in-law. Is one of my is my favorites, sister husband. So is my favorite sister's husband. So I remember one time I was talking to my older sister, and she was telling me that she talked to him, and he expressed how tired he was of working. He was doing construction at the time, and he had worked for different people in Mexico. So he decided he was very tired, and then he took an opportunity to immigrate to California as a labor worker, and they were working on the land. So they worked here for 6 months and went back, so brought some money, and they came back a couple other times and saved some money. So what he decided to do with his kids, he has two males that are already in their 30s, and they decided to start working together. So my brother-in-law have learned how to make bread, Mexican bread, the sweet bread that you're used to eat, and he learned how to do that when he was younger. So he talked to his boys, and they already married, they have kids. So they decided that they wanted to start a bakery, and both of his kids had already came immigrated to uh, California with him, you know, those 3 times. So the three of them came, so they saw another way of living, they saw another world, you know. So they decided that they will use the money to start the bakery. So they started the bakery. My sister, who is the mother-in-law and grandma for the little ones, she works at the bakery as well. She started working at the bakery, so the wives and everyone got involved. The family of my brother-in-law got involved, and then they decided they wanted to do like a little grocery store close to where they live. So my sister works there, and the daughter-in-law works there as well. So every month they split the money they get. They split the money that they gain. So they split in a month equal each month, and then they keep on buying merchandise to replenish what they sold. So basically, they restock what they are selling. So the family now is being successful to the point that my brother-in-law's family is separated from them, and they're making their own little grocery store close to where they live, and they are trying to make their own bakery. And the way that his business, the family business, started is by him being tired of working for other people. So when he didn't want it to do that anymore, he decided to talk to his kids and have the business starting. And now it's a success. They have a lot of orders. One of the kids, who is an adult, of course, and a responsible man already, he goes and delivers orders of bread to places around, like smaller areas close to where my mom and them live, because it's a small city, but they do go to small towns and deliver orders of bread for stores, like little grocery stores that sell sweet bread. They are very busy. They are doing well, and my sister also works at the store where they have like groceries for people, and they don't have to go far. It's like a 7-Eleven in a way, but probably smaller, a lot smaller than a 7-Eleven here. So I was talking to her the other day, and she said that when she gets people coming in, she's very loving, and she called little ones my love. She's very attentive to them, and she says people love to go to her store. And overall, she is a loving and caring individual. Like honestly, it's not like she's pretending. It's not like she's doing it to sell. She's genuinely like that, you know. So what can you do that you are genuinely like that to grow your business, to grow your audience, to grow your customers? How can you treat them that they like you? How can you treat them that they are trusting you in sending their kids to you, because they know you will treat them with love, you will treat them with care. And my sister, I'm sure, is one of those people that if a little one will come and try to buy something and they don't have enough money, I'm sure she'll give it to them I don't think she's gonna say, "Oh, my love, you don't have enough money. I cannot give it to you. Go tell your parents that you need more." She will probably tell the little one, "My love, you're short 10 cents or whatever money it is that you're short with. Just let your mom know or your dad." But I don't think she will be like, "Oh, tell them they have to pay me next time they come." I'm sure she will probably just say, "Let them know that you were short whatever amount of money." But she will still let them have it, you know. So how can you treat little ones? How can you treat someone that come to you and they don't have the exact change? They don't have the exact amount of money that you need for them to buy what they are buying from you. And if it's a sense close to what they want to buy, why don't you let them have it? What is the reason that you will need to be mean and say, well, no, come back when you have enough? If you are already gaining, even if you sell it, if it's something that is going to get spoiled, if it's something that you don't have to keep in storage, if it's something that is going to free up your space to bring up new merchandise, whatever it is, and you think is beneficial, that you let it go. And how cheap can we be, you know, to not let go of something that we have because people cannot come up with the exact amount, and the most of it is there, but you just want to send people back. You know, what kind of consciousness is that? It's a poor consciousness, because you don't think that if that person pays you what you're asking for, in which you're already earning, is enough, then you're too poor. You cannot afford to lose anything. You cannot, if you cannot afford to lose cents, then you're poorer than them, because you don't have a rich consciousness. I remember Steve Jobs told the story about a man that had this little business of I don't know how to say, like a stand, or um, you can picture and know what I'm talking about. It's where people sells newspapers, like a little business, like a corner place, or like a spot where they sell newspapers. So he tells the story about one time we went and bought a newspaper and he didn't have enough. And the owner told him, "It's okay, you keep it, it's fine. It's part of my winnings, so you can keep it, I'll give it to you." And he takes the newspaper. And next time he comes back, this is a newspaper stand which is close to the airport. He comes back again and he doesn't have the exact change. And the man who was the newspaper stand tells him, "That's fine, it's okay, it's my loss, you can take it, I'll give it to you." So he takes it again. And then next time he comes back, he tells the newspaper owner, "Do you remember me?" And he says, "Yes, you are Steve Jobs. You are the man I gave a newspaper 2 times for less than the price that I was selling it for." And he says, "Man, I appreciate you so much. I want you to ask me any amount of money, I'll give it to you. I want to let you know that I appreciate you." And the man says, "No, there is no money that you can give me, because you don't just give money when you have it." He says, "You give money even if you don't have it." He says, "When I give you the money that you needed to take the newspaper, I didn't have the money that you have, and I still give it to you. And I not only did it 1 time, I did it 2 times." So he was talking about this man as having a rich consciousness, and that he was, and the response came when someone asked him, "Is there someone richer than you?" And he said, "Yes, this man that owns the newspaper stand." And he told the story. So he said that when he came back, the man didn't want to take money from him, because he knew that when you have an abundance consciousness, you don't have to wait for you to have the money to give it, or to be able to grant someone what they need or want from you, if they don't have enough amount of money, if they don't have the exact change, if they're short a few coins, and you can still give it to them, and you can still give it to them for free, if it's not something that costs you that much. And even if it's something that costs you whatever amount you think is too much for you, if you decide to give it to someone, then let it go. Part of people becoming abundant and rich is their ability to give. How much of ability to give do you have? And when someone doesn't ask you, how willing are you to offer help? And also, how do they feel when they come to you, and how do they feel to even explain their situation? So today I didn't call my friend to ask for money because the check did process, so I was able to withdraw from my sister. So how do I feel about it? I feel happier that I chose my sister's money instead of his money, because if he would have wanted to help me, he could have already transferred me, or not waiting for me to call him back to let him know if the check is processed. So sometimes we're pulling back, from people, and we think maybe people is just using us, and he probably thinks that I'm using him, and I don't think I am. I don't feel that way. This is a guy I dated for 6 years, so we do have a love connection. We have an appreciation, and he's still willing to help me. But sometimes he takes that route where, oh, well, did you talk to your sister or your brother? Have you talked to your mom? Is your son helping you? Oh, well, then sometimes I don't want to ask, you know. And I do understand these are tough times, and they have been for me as well. Past year and beginning of this year, we're just not back in business the way we used to be, or we could possibly be, or the way we want to be when our new learn experiences. So how do I feel? I feel doubting when I need to ask him for help. I feel doubting of expressing my situation. I don't like talking with him about my unadvantages or my inabilities to pay a bill, or it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good when you're talking to someone who can possibly help you and decides not to help you. And it's not that you're not making an effort, like you're making an effort in many other areas that are just not paying yet, or you're making effort in an area that doesn't have the ability to pay you more, but you're still working, and maybe what you're working on is not paying off right now. It'll pay in the future, and you know that it will, but it's just that sometimes we just need to hang in there, doing what we are doing, and keep on going. So ask for help. What do you want to write on there is either help wanted or please help me. Please help me. And if that is embarrassing and you want to cover your face, well, you can still do that, I guess. But do ask for help. Reach out to others. Many times in life, we are held back because we don't want to ask for help. We don't want to ask for a loan to start our own business. We don't want to get in debt with the credit card company. We don't want to buy a new car because the loan scares us. We don't want to buy a new home because the loan scares us. Maybe because we are scared to find out that we can qualify, that there is a program that could possibly help us. And that dream can actually be close to you, and you're just scared of the debt. I don't recommend you be scared of the debt. Go for your dreams. If you die, no one is going to charge you. If you think about it, I'm not trying to tell you get in debt and then suicide. That's not the message. But do risk, risk your security, risk your doubts and your fears. Many times our fears never happened. If you need to get in debt, do it in the way where you need to sign a contract, where you're held responsible, and when you have a plan of paying it back. And when you have a debt, like when you have a car loan, which I have, you're not gonna probably be sleeping all day or not make the effort to find a job because you have a car payment. And that is the same way if you have a mortgage payment, if you have a rent payment, if you have a cell phone bill, if you have whatever it is that you need to pay, you're not gonna just take your life and rest forever. You need to move because you have bills to pay. Our bills keep us moving. So each of us and all of us have many bills to pay. How big are your bills? How big are your responsibilities? How big are the contracts that you are signing and compromising with? And what are you spending on that you think is a value, even if you are in debt already thousands of dollars? So how can you decide, and what can be something that you could possibly be adding up to that credit card debt or that loan, or what kind of loan are you taking on top of the loans that you already have, or what kind of second loan or second mortgage, or who are you helping, uh, who are you caring for? And many times it's worth investing in people, because when people are successful, they're going to pay you back. And maybe when they are successful, they're going to have much more money than you. then they will be able to even pay in different ways that you didn't expect it. Maybe taking you on a trip with them to a vacation you could never imagine that you can go or you didn't have to pay for. You never know. You have to trust. And when you can potentially help someone that is raising as a star or raising as an influential figure, those are people worth to invest your money on because they will eventually be able to pay you back in a grander manner. I love you. Thank you for watching.